What's up guys, this video is an example of my itemization for supports. Hopefully it will explain the different choices available and why. So let's be honest, you all want your information quickly. So here's a suggested build for starting early and moving on to late game. Now this is a well-rounded build for healing, shielding and tanking based supports, with some minor adjustments that is. The game as we know it is very quick, and as it progresses you need to be smart with your itemization. There are so many different outcomes based upon the final 3 items that you choose, and ultimately every champion has its own item build, but there must be some adaptability built into your own. Let's stop and take a look at the recent changes to the Talisman of Ascension, making it a considerable item choice for supports from all 3 class types. It now grants cooldown reduction once upgraded past tier 2, and as if the active wasn't already great, it grants more mobility around fallen towers and a significant chunk of armor. It might be more worthwhile swapping from Spell Thieves or Face of the Mountain pathway later on in game to the coin now instead. Now after your boots and your sightstone, because you are playing support, you've already used up 3 of your item slots. Upgrading your boots can be decided by going into Lucidity if you want to increase your cooldown reduction. It's useful if you're playing Brand or Annie and you want to maximize your stun potential. Boots of Swiftness are a good choice against enemies with high slowing CC, such as Blue Ezreal. Consider Mercury Treads against high crowd control teams, such as Jax, Hecarim and Zyra. I like to choose Boots of Mobility myself, because I like to roam and position where I want to whenever possible. Your final 3 item choices will change from game to game, and almost certainly differ from each champion. Look out for the smaller item icons beside the champions on the right. These are essential for these champions. Once I build 4 of the items, my final 2 are chosen to reflect the game's situation. I always try and upgrade the following suggestions via the cooldown reduction options as I progress into my late game. Champions with a heal or shield can benefit from items like Ardent Censer, which not only empowers their abilities but also gives the AD carry an attack speed and damage on hit buff. Locket of the Iron Solari is essential versus enemy compositions high in AP damage, especially if their AP carry is fed, or their team has lots of AoE. The shield will save lives. Frozen Heart is effective against high attack speed champions, and if they also have any high crit chance, Randuins Omen can be considered as well. Mikaels Crucible is useful on all supports, especially if you're up against high CC enemy compositions. There are many alternative options when you're itemizing within each game. Think about what items you're going to benefit from and be aware of what your allies are building. If you notice your team doesn't have a Frozen Heart and the enemy has Vayne, Jax and Ezreal, take responsibility and build it. Remember that champions like Janna don't always need to get movement speed. Sometimes I skip boots and go for another movement speed AP item instead. Be open-minded and flexible with your item builds, and stay a step ahead of your enemies, and I promise you'll be winning more games soon. I hope this quick overview has helped some of you. If you have any questions or any items that you want to talk about, drop a comment below and I'll get back to you. I hope you've all liked the video, and I'll see you next time. See ya!